Happy International Women's Day. I'm amazed that that's still a thing. Perhaps next year it should be renamed International Adult Human Female Day in the interest of linguistic probity. I was going to make some bad jokes about what a year it's been for women in the pool, on the cycling track, and in weightlifting. But then the girls in the team asked me why I would choose this day, of all days, to mock a bunch of blokes who couldn't beat other blokes in competition, so they decided to pop on a swimming cap and a women's swimming costume and rob actual women of a chance to take the top spot on the podium. So much as I'm not a fan of International Anything Days or woke holy months, I think women should be honoured and celebrated, especially when their private spaces are being invaded and removed and their very existence is being deleted from so many areas of public life, from the health service and birthing people to the aforementioned sports debacle. Women need our protection. The only people under greater attack are pale, straight males. So here's to International Women's Day 2023, and looking forward to the inaugural International Straight White Male Day 2024. Let me know what you think. Is there still a need for International Women's Day? You can email me at gbviews@gbnews.uk or tweet me at Loz of Fox. With me to discuss this is Dragon's Den entrepreneur Rachel Watkyn and journalist and broadcaster Peter Lloyd. Peter, you're obviously celebrating all day today?
Oh, I'm exhausted. I've been partying all day.
How did you mark this momentous day?
Well, doing nothing. No, I mean, I have to say, I'm not a fan of International Day for anything or anyone, but especially not for this. As far as I can tell, it's just an opportunity for people to politically masturbate in public. It's like, I like women as much as the next guy, but seriously, ladies, get a room. We don't need to see this all the time. And besides...
I now have to apologise for your language.
Oh, please, give me a break.
7 o'clock. I usually have to apologise for my own language. Rachel, can you please just shut him up and
no,
tell him what...
Just let me say, it's not even about women, right? It's certainly not about the girls in Rotherham who were raped by Pakistani grooming gangs. What this is really about, you have to remember that International Women's Day was started by the Socialist Party of America in 1909 and is now just used to propagate feminist propaganda and trash men.
But hang on a minute. Let me, before I come to you, Rachel, women are under absolute direct threat from the whole trans madness. But anyway, Rachel, what do you think about International Women's Day and your...
I think you're misunderstanding it. But never mind.
Go on then, womansplain it to me, Rachel.
And for a start, it's International Men's Day on the 19th of November, so, feel free to
Unfortunately,
celebrate.
That's routinely ignored by feminists and derided.
It's not about...
And it's certainly not picked up by the mainstream media.
Stop bickering, you two. Why do you like International Women's Day?
It's not about being a feminist. I would never class myself as a feminist. It is about equity and rightness and fairness.
Don't say the equity word. Equality? Or equity?
No, equity as in fair. Because...
I told you.
No, how is it right? I had a conversation with a woman today, a fantastic woman. She is a CEO of a seriously large tech company. Her husband is also the CEO of a very large tech company. She was the first woman to float a multi-billion-pound company, and yet throughout her career she's earned 20% less than her husband. Now, how is that fair?
Well, is there an argument to say that men are more bullish in the contract negotiations and also that women take more time off to have babies? Is there that?
Did she take time off to have children?
She took time off to have one...
There you go!
No, because it was the same before she even had children, before the whole child arrived.
Women are more agreeable on the scales of the Jordan Peterson thing of agreeability and stuff like that. So, it's shown that women are more likely to take a lower offer. And men are more disagreeable, so you offer a man and he's not going to take it.
Yes.
So, and combined with the baby thing, the fact that you've got to take a period of your life out to, raise some children, wouldn't that account for a 20% pay loss?
Not really, no, because if women didn't have babies, we would have a very serious problem with the population. Men and women have to share that responsibility. So why should a woman be penalised? And as we progress, hopefully, in society, men should be able to have time off to celebrate the child as well.
Well, they do. I take a lot of time off to celebrate my children.
Yeah. But if you got a 20% pay cut for it...
I did. I took more than that, trust me.
Rachel, if the woman you cite is the CEO of a company and she's getting paid 20% less by her own company, then she's a moron and she shouldn't be the CEO of her own company. But as you talk about fathers enjoying time with their children, I think it's a bit galling, really, that feminists say, oh, men should spend more time raising their children at home. Do you know what? If men had equal parenting rights, maybe they would.
I didn't say they should.
That's not a bad point. You know, the thing about...
Damn, I'm good at this
No,
stuff.
because... Do you know, there is, like, only 1 in 3 entrepreneurs is a woman. If women were running businesses the same as men, it would add £250 billion to the UK economy.
Oh, come on, you can't just make up numbers like that.
No, it's from the Rose Report. So in which case, men would benefit as well, because there would be money coming in from both parents,
Rachel,
allowing men to have more freedom with the children and less pressure.
The World Economic Forum showed that women are 50% of all startups for 2021.
Not in the UK.
Women are already
not in the UK.
Equal partners when it comes to starting businesses.
Not in the UK.
Do you think it's a noble job for a woman to be a mother and nothing else?
It's about choice.
Yeah.
It's about choice.
I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree with that.
In 2023, a lot of the young women that I meet, they sort of have this sense that to be a mother is in some way disgusting.
Absolutely not.
So do you think that we should, whilst on this journey towards equity, we should be going, all women are equal, mothers and CEOs?
Absolutely. If women want to stay at home and look after their children, that is their choice. But they should be able to have that choice and not be disrespected for it.
They do have that choice.
A lot of the time they don't have the financial
They do have that choice.
No, they don't.
Sorry, what do you mean by they don't have the financial choice?
Because, you know, especially single mothers, you know, if they don't have a partner that's helping to fund, it becomes really difficult, especially with the UK childcare situation, to be able to stay at home, you know, and be able to support the children.
Right, OK, just three quick things there. If a man isn't providing this, the child support agency, which has been in place since the 70s, that's very effective. The second point is that you were saying that women are penalised for taking time off. That's just not true. If women choose to have a child, no one's forcing them to have a child. No, they don't choose to have a child. Both couples choose to have a child. It's not the woman on her own. Okay, well, you know, it needs a man as well. Fine, but my third point is most single mothers are not struggling. That's why there are so many of them. The state is largely bankrolled by men, and yet it's women who take out the most money from the public purse.
But it wouldn't be...
Women may have swapped husbands, but only for the public purse.
It would not be bankrolled if women had the same opportunities to earn the money. They don't have the same opportunities.
Is there anything in law which says that women don't have the same opportunities? Is there any... I mean, is there any legislation that says, by the way, women, you've got to earn 20% less than men?
No, absolutely not.
Right.
It's society, especially the UK society, and men within that society. And, you know, perhaps International Women's Day, a good stance on it would be to ask men, you know, if you don't think it's fair, please raise it within your companies to make sure that women...
I was having a Twitter discussion with somebody before, a feminist, and she lambasted me for getting involved in International Women's Day. Apparently that's a safe space that men aren't invited. So there's a bit of inconsistency there. But, you know, Rachel...
I don't agree that.
You are hugely successful. You run a multi-million-pound business. You are living proof that women can thrive.
You're not paid 20% less than the person.
You're hugely successful.
I'm not paid 20% less. But, you know, I've had...
You won International Women's Day.
It's wonderful. Congratulations.
But is there a significance? OK, look, let's try and steel-man each other's arguments here. Give me a good reason for International Women's Day. Go on. The best reason you can come up with.
You can do it. Come on now.
It produces some really funny memes.
Come on. Come on, Peter. You know, we're living in a world where trans men are... Give us your best argument.
I haven't seen it yet, but a good reason for International Women's Day would be if it raised the profiles and addressed the issues affected by working-class girls, specifically those who are affected by grooming gangs in this country.
There you go. That's a good. Would you agree with that?
Which at the moment,
it doesn't do. That was something that was important and relevant to International Women's Day this year?
I would say absolutely.
There we are. We're finding commonality. Go.
Do you know 1 in 3 women in the world have experienced sexual or physical abuse by their partners, you know?
Yeah, but also men also get punched in the face by women.
They do.
Just to say, you know, men do, and men don't talk about it either.
They don't.
So it's a great undiscussed thing. Is there... OK, look, as we sort of bring it to a close. Is there any need for any international anything days and months and weeks and years? Because doesn't it give us a reason to have this disagreement where we could just say we honour, respect and protect and love women every day?
Do you know what? I would love to not need an International Women's Day or an International Men's Day.
No one needs one.
Okay.
I need water. I don't need an International Women's Day.
To help raise awareness, something is needed. That women deserve to have the same treatment as men.
But
oh my God.
It's impossible to have the same treatment as men because we're totally different
we're not,
sexes.
We're not asking for equality. As somebody...
You want equity, that's spooky. It is a bit spooky.
As a woman said to me today, we don't want to use urinals. You know, we're not asking for the same.
Some of the blokes do, though.
Yeah, but what we're asking for...
Would you give them equity?
It depends on the man. I'm kidding. It's just about fairness. You know, if you have a daughter and your daughter isn't allowed to play football in school, even though the Lionesses have, you know, raised the profile massively, is that fair?
I can't believe you're worried about football in school when boys are the worst performing group in schools across the country.
Oh,
and universities are like men deserts.
Do you know why? Have you done any research as to why?
Go on, woman-splain it to me, Rachel.
I'll
come on, let's be nice.
So, according to a BBC survey, the reason that boys are performing worse in A-levels to go to university is because they don't feel the same need for education, and therefore they do an hour's less study. Was it a day or a week? I can't remember. But they do less study than women because they don't need it.
But there is an absolute argument as well, being a parent of younger boys, that school is just not designed for boys on any level. It's very much built around the female experience, and because girls are so much more conscientious than boys. Boys are just wreckheads. They're running around bumping into each other.
But they don't go to university, but they still end up earning more money overall than women.
We have to wrap up. I think we make very reasonable
I'm pretty sure you're earning plenty of money, Rachel.
I'm not complaining. I've been very lucky.
Happy International Women's Day. I'm going to send you my PayPal. Anyway, I would like to thank Rachel Watkyn and Peter Lloyd.